Ravens on Sunday Night Football.
Sunday night, baby!
Redskins, Ravens.
Got it.
She's on her way.
Tonight is the night. Everything we work for comes down to this.
It's showtime.
All right, Sunday night, here we go. Last on the lights for the ultimate show. Get on your feet, it's about to explode. Hey, Jack, it's a fact, the game's back in town. Skins and the Ravens in a nasty showdown. The stadium's rocking, time to crank up the sound. NFL's best have come to play. For every fan, there's just one thing left to say. I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The tough and rough in a primetime fight. More than a game, it's every fan's right. 'Cause I've been waiting all day for Sunday night.
And it's caught by Moss. Touchdown.
Sunday night football on NBC. Al and John are the best on TV. Players are ready, set the big boys free. 'Cause the NFL runs on NBC.
At M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, it's a great night to have the hot chocolate concession. 27 degrees, wind 15 to 20 miles an hour, 70,000 fans saluting the Baltimore Ravens as they come out onto the field ready to take on Clinton Portis and the Washington Redskins on NBC's Sunday Night Football. Al Michaels along with John Madden and Andrew Kramer. Welcome to Baltimore. The Redskins come in with a record of 7-5. They started the year by winning 6 of their first 8. But in November, this team went 1-3. So right now, trying to stay alive in the wild card hunt. Can't win the division. The Giants have already clinched that. And what Washington has to do to get hot down the stretch is really ratchet up their offense. They have bogged down in that department. The Ravens, meanwhile, a record of 8-4, and they have won 6 of their last 7, and they've done it with a first-year head coach in John Harbaugh and a rookie quarterback who has started since opening day in Joe Flacco. And this is a team right now that if they can win tonight, they'd be remaining a game behind the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they get Pittsburgh here next Sunday. John, we've been watching the Ravens for years. Back in 2000, they won a Super Bowl with a tremendous defense. It's been defense, 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 and no offense. But now finally it looks like the offense is beginning to pull some of its own weight.
Right, and it's because of rookie quarterback Joe Flacco, and he's really something special. You look at him, and he's a big, strong arm guy, can throw the ball deep, has great accuracy, and just has to, get more experience and learn the game. But they really help him. They're still a running team. They're going to run a lot more than they pass. They run more gadget or trick plays than anyone in the NFL. And then the third thing is when they go deep, they give him maximum protection. And I like that. I mean, Joe Flacco is still a rookie. They realize that, but they do give him a lot of help.
Very entertaining team to watch. Now, the Redskins, their fans got so excited because they started out 6-2, but all of a sudden, a little bit of reality has set in. So what's going to take in December for their fans to get excited again?
Well, I think it's going to have to be their offense, and I think it's going to have to be their passing game, because we know that they have a pretty good offensive line. They have one of the top running backs in football, and Clinton Portis. So it has to be Jason Campbell. I mean, if they are going to win, if they are going to be a good team, Jason Campbell has to throw them out of it. The wide receivers have to have a big night.
These two teams, their stadiums are separated by only 31 miles, about an hour drive between Baltimore and Washington. It's the battle of the Beltway. The Ravens and the Redskins tonight on NBC's Sunday Night Football.
Now it.
Train was beating the wind in my eyes. Don't
It's so many months and so long since I've met you. Don't even know what I'll find when I get to you. But suddenly now I know where I belong. It's many hundred miles and it won't be long.
This is a tremendous performance by Maryland so far. The Terps making all the plays. They're up by a dozen. The crowd on their feet. Williams goes down the lane to lay it in. 53-5 to go. It's an 8-point lead. They need a miracle. There's one. Williams for three. Cut it to 5. Do you believe what you're seeing? It's another three. It's a 2-point game. Holy cow. It was 90-80 with under a minute to go, and now we go to overtime.
That's incredible.
Williams down the lane, Battier wide open for three. I'm just staggered by it.
I am too.
A three would win it for Maryland. Dixon into the lane.
Oh, Battier blocks it. Unbelievable.
It's the most remarkable comeback I have ever seen.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live triple-header of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
John Harbaugh, for the last 10 years, has been an assistant coach under Andy Reid with Philadelphia. So Brian Billick leaves after 9 seasons. Harbaugh comes in. His record is 8-4. John is down on the field with Andrea Kramer. Andrea.
John, from your years in Philadelphia, you know what playoff football is all about. But in your first go-around as a head coach, how do you approach this run to the playoffs?
Well, I think we're proud that our team's played a meaningful game in December. They've earned that. You know, that's what it's about. They put themselves in position to play an important game. We got the perfect weather for it. We got a great crowd for it, and our guys are excited to play.
All right, now typically a rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, not a winning combination. But why has Joe Flacco succeeded at a position when most rookies typically struggle?
Well, Joe's really smart. He works harder than most anybody I've been around in football, coach, player, anybody, and he's really good. That's a good place to start. He's got a great family. I think he's been brought up the right way.
All right, John, thanks very much for your time. We appreciate it. And Al, weather could be a major factor tonight. Temperatures in the low 20s, wind chill in the low teens. And both kickers told me that there could be a 10-yard difference kicking into the wind, which is the right end zone on your TV screen.
Right, so as we watch it tonight, for the most part, the prevailing wind will go from the east to the west, out of the harbor off Chesapeake Bay, right to left as we watch the game. Steve Hauschka, a rookie, will kick off for the Ravens. Their kicker is still Matt Stover, but they brought Hauschka in because of his big leg for long field goals and kickoffs. Rock Cartwright to run it back for the Washington Redskins. And here we go from Baltimore. And the kick is fielded at the 11-yard line by Cartwright, who works his way to the outside and is tackled up at the 28-yard line. And that's where the Washington Redskins will take over for the first time tonight. Here's their offense.
Jason Kemp, Auburn.
Clint Portis, the U. Mike Sullivan, Northwestern High School.
Santana Moss, the U.
Antoine Randall, Indiana University.
Chris Cooley, Utah State.
Chris Samuels, Alabama.
Pete Kendall, Boston College.
Casey Raubach, Wisconsin.
Brandon Thomas, Mississippi State.
John Jansen, Michigan.
Clinton Portis banged up. Only practices about half the time, but in there again tonight, and the first pass of the game is incomplete as he tried to get it outside to Santana Moss. Campbell got off to a good start, as did the team this year, and now over the past 4 games, he's had his troubles in the month of November, and it's been reflected, of course, in the record of the team at 1-3. Campbell had gone through the first half of the season without throwing an interception. Then he threw 4 last month. And Campbell will throw, and that's caught be a first down up to the 40-yard line, and Cooley gets saluted by the crowd because there are a lot of Redskin fans who've obviously made the trip up the Parkway and up the interstate. And the clock right now malfunctioning in the stadium, and it has just started now and shows 30 seconds having elapsed. But it did not start until after they had run back the kick and we had a play. From the 40-yard line, Campbell is going to throw it deep and had his pass deflected, or his arm was hit, and Ed Reed comes up with the interception, and that is nothing new because Terrell Suggs got in there, and as Campbell tried to launch it deep downfield, Suggs was able to contact his arm, and Ed Reed comes up with his 38th career interception.
Didn't you know that Ed Reed was going to come up with that ball? Terrell Suggs gets a good rush to the outside, and anytime there's any kind of ball in the middle of the field, Ed Reed is the biggest and maybe best ball hawk in this league. But it was all made possible by the rush of Terrell Suggs.
His 4th pick this season, so now your first look at the rookie out of Delaware, Flacco, off the play fake, and he loves play action, and the pass is complete to the 35-yard line to Derek Mason, and Mason takes the ball to the 29-yard line. Mason still going strong in his 12th year out of Michigan State, the one-time Oiler.
This is the thing we were talking about, Joe Flacco here, a little play action pass, but watch that arm. I mean, you talk about having zip. I mean, win, no win, whatever, he throws it right through, and he has great accuracy to go along with it. This guy is really going to be something special.
26-yard gain from the 29-yard line. And the handoff goes to Willis McGahee. And let's take a look right now at the Baltimore offense.
Joe Flacco, University of Delaware.
Willis McGahee, you already know, University of Miami.
Ron McClain, the University of Alabama.
Mark Clayton, Oklahoma University.
Derek Mason, Mumford High.
Todd Heap, Arizona State.
Jared Gaither, University of Maryland. Ben Grubbs, Auburn University.
Jason Brown, UNC, Chapel Hill.
Chris Chester, University of Oklahoma.
Willie Anderson, Auburn University.
And that pass is deflected on 2nd and 10. That's Jason Taylor, the longtime Miami Dolphin who came over in a preseason trade, who's been in and out of the lineup with a calf injury. But he's playing tonight, obviously, and Jason Taylor has blocked or deflected 6 passes now at the line of scrimmage this season.
Yeah, he knows how to do that. He started on an outside pass rush, then he tried to go inside. Willie Anderson does a pretty good job of blocking him, so Jason Taylor knows when you get blocked and you're still on the line of scrimmage, get your hands up. And he got in the line of Joe Flacco.
3rd down and 10 out of the shotgun. They've got Ray Rice, the rookie, in the backfield, and they hand it to him, and an inside give. And Rice takes the ball inside the 10 to set up a first down and goal. LaRon Landry tripping them up. So they have Willis McGahee, they have LaRon McClain, and they also have Ray Rice. 3 backs. They use them all. Rookie out of Rutgers, 2nd-round draft choice, first down.
Yeah, good play. You see what they did is they went 3 wide receivers, put Ray Rice in there. He's kind of the pass receiving back. So the Redskins are expecting pass. They get in shotgun, 3 wide receivers, hand him the ball in the draw.
1st and goal now from the 8-yard line. And they hand the ball to the up back, and that's McLean for the touchdown. Campbell with the interception created by Suggs as he was able to get to Campbell. Reed with the pick, and the Ravens go to the end zone. And we talked about the fact it's not all about defense for the Ravens anymore, and they go out and prove it on the first drive.
Look at this. They're an unbalanced line. They have both tackles over on the left side, and they run right at the unbalanced.
Stover for the point after. And 3 minutes and 1 second into the game, the Baltimore Ravens go 55 yards, 5 plays, and lead the Redskins just like that.
Each week, the all-new collegegameday.com is your destination for everything game day. Get closer to the guys.
Not so fast, my friends.
Sneak behind the scenes of the set and check out the latest on the game day matchup. Log on to collegegameday.com now.
See the very best of the college football season on NASN. Every Saturday begins with College Game Day, as Chris, Lee, and Kirk visit a different campus each week before we kick off live coverage of games from across the USA.
He heads for the corner. Touchdown!
Plus, we've got more live matchups during the week and first air games Sundays and Mondays. If you miss any of the action, catch all the highlights with College Football Final each Sunday. And during the week, keep up with all the latest news by watching College Football Live, ESPN's 30-minute interactive highlight show.
Glad to have you with us on College Football Live.
Want even more choice of live games during the regular season? Sign up for our additional coverage on ESPN360.com, featuring up to 25 live games a week. As the season reaches its climax, we've got great conference championship games, and the College Player of the Year is honored with the Heisman Trophy.
Touchdown, Texas!
In December, the postseason gets started with coverage of all the top bowl games, including every BCS game and the national championship game live from Miami.
Then rolling left, lofts it to the end zone.
Celebrate college football's 140th season right here on NASN. Check NASN.com for weekly schedules and game previews.
Coverage brought to you by Duracell. Nobody wants to live unbuttoned in this stadium tonight. 27, it feels like it's about 3, John.
Yeah, but that Raven offense was hot. I mean,
Yes.
That's not your father's Raven offense.
No, it's not.
No, this is something. I mean, Joe Flacco, just makes the throws that he has to, and Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator, does a great job of calling and mixing plays, and you never know what you're going to get from this offense.
Stephen Hauschka, whose mother is a dentist. His father's a microbiologist, and he was accepted to dental school at UCLA, and then the Ravens wound up signing him, so that's on hold. Rock Cartwright from the 6-yard line brings it out to the 31-yard line. And let's take a look at the Baltimore defense.
Justin Bannon, Colorado.
Paulo Piñata, Oregon.
Trevor Price, multiple choice.
Jared Johnson, Alabama.
Ray Lewis, University of Miami.
Bart Scott, Southeastern Jungle Lives.
Terrell Suggs, Duke and Downey University.
Fabian Washington, Nebraska.
Jim Leonard, Wisconsin.
Ed Reed, DU. Samari Rolla, Florida State.
On first down, here's Clinton Portis. And just to fill in the blanks on those intros, Terrell Suggs, that was an homage to his parents, Duke and Downey University. He went to Arizona State, but his folks are Duke and Downey. His children are actually Duke and Downey. His kids are Duke and Downey. And Trevor Price with a multiple choice because he went to Clemson, he went to Michigan, and he said he also had both of his high schools and his grammar school in there.
I think most players could really say multiple choice, couldn't they? They included all their schools.
Second down and 6. And Campbell over the middle, and that pass is incomplete. He tried to get it into Antoine Randall L. And he was covered there by Jared Johnson. It will be third down and 6.
This is the area that the Redskins were trying to stay out of, because this is when the Ravens give you all their exotic defenses. One-man defensive line, two-man defensive line, 6 defensive backs, blitzes. You're going to see something, and it's going to be strange or different. You're not going to be able to read it right now, but you're going to get it when the ball snaps.
Third and 6.
There it is.
And they come in and they hit him. So again, they contact him as he throws, as they did on the interception earlier. That was Jim Leonard coming into the safety blitz. Leonard, who intercepted a pass last week at Cincinnati, ran it in for a touchdown, knocking it down.
Yeah, see, here's the overload, and they usually bring 2 rushers from the same side. You pick up one, and the other one is going to be the free hitter.
Brian Plaquemire picked up from Seattle. The Redskins have had a lot of trouble with their punting unit this year. And you got trouble here again because it gets partially blocked. And the ball's going to wind up near midfield, and the Ravens will take over at about the 45-yard line. Jameel McLean came in to partially block the kick. So a very hot start on a very cold night for the Baltimore Ravens. Good hit.
Smack right in the nose. That's what you call linebacking right there.
What a devastating shot.
Just obliterated. Smacked down hard on his back.
That was another big hit. Good golly.
How's school? You doing all right? What do you weigh now? Good. Make everything perfect now. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. There you go, right there. Good. One line outside, Dez. Let's go. Off the ball. That's it. Good. That's way to work. Way to work. Where you supposed to be, Vic? Peel off. Find somebody, Vic. That's it. That's it right there. Be patient. Nice job. Good job, guys. Good job. Here we go. Good work. Good work.
Hey, Craig. One more time.
They've been asking me to do this all day. Check me out. One more time. Come on. That's 3 reasons to pick me. Your move.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins.
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live triple-header of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown. What a catch.
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
Of course, who wound up in Atlanta. Flacco started his college career at the University of Pittsburgh, redshirted 1 year, then he was a backup, and then he decided to transfer, so he had to spend another year not playing at Delaware, and wound up playing 2 seasons for the Blue Hens. He's a kid out of New Jersey, grew up in southern New Jersey, just outside of Philadelphia, across the river, and he's become a sudden star here in Baltimore. 2nd down and 10 as Flacco will throw, and we'll throw that into the Redskin bench with nobody open. It will be 3rd down and 10.
You know, I think he's the most unassuming quarterback that I've ever met in my life. Here's a guy that has never owned a car. He went all the way through high school, no car. All the way through college, as you were saying, he went to Pittsburgh and then Delaware. Didn't own a car. Came here to the Redskins, still didn't own a car, and someone just recently gave him one.
Was it a Bentley?
It was something else like that, though.
BMW.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. But I mean, he rode a bike. He rode a bike in high school and college.
3rd and 10. Flacco's going to step up, stepping out again, looking downfield. He can run, and he can dish out some punishment too, as London Fletcher is there. So not shying away, and London Fletcher, who somehow goes through all of these injuries and never misses a game and hasn't for over a decade, playing with a badly bruised foot tonight.
Right, and he's a very tough guy, and this is something that Flacco is going to learn not to do. Not to run up straight up the field and take on tacklers. You are going to lose those battles. The smart thing he did, though, was turn and let Fletcher hit that left shoulder. He didn't hit it with the right shoulder.
Sam Cook to punt. Antoine Randall is back to receive. Flacco is 6'6" and 230. And going into Fletcher, who's 5'10" and 245. Cook's kick with the wind is fair caught by Randall L. at the 11-yard line. minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. The Ravens on top by a touchdown.
December presents
doubleheader on NASN. The Islanders and the Flyers look to gain some ground after a rough start to the season in an Atlantic Division tilt. Then we head out west where the Kings and the Avalanche go head-to-head in the Mile High City. A live NHL doubleheader Tuesday night on NASN.
Sports.com or NFL.com. A lot of enhancements. You can also help vote for the worst player of the game. Washington, its third possession, first down from the 11-yard line. Clinton Portis with Sellers out in front of him, and Ed Reed will have a tough time taking him down before, and the ball comes loose at the 21-yard line, and Ed Reed comes up with a football, and then he backpedals his way into the end zone. And Clinton Portis already looking over to the bench as if to indicate, I was down. So let's take a look at this. And the Redskin bench appears to feel that he was down. Let's take a look here. Elbow is down, then the ball comes out.
Right, he was down, so that'll be challenged and overturned. But still, is there a better ball hawk in the NFL than Ed Reed? And isn't there an end where anytime there's a ball on the ground or there's a ball, deep in the air or a ball tipped or something, Ed Reed always seems to come up with it.
He's right there, and Jim Leonard, of course, takes Portis to the ground.
Washington is challenged that the runner was down by contact prior to losing possession. Timeout.
And they're going to win that challenge, right?
Yeah. Elbow was down. Back after this.
Sirs, your comments on global warming.
Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
Don't even know what I'll say when I find you.
NBA needs during the week with highlights, news, and analysis.
I don't see who's going to stop the Lakers right now.
With unparalleled insight from former players and coverage of all your favorite stars on the court.
I'm going to have to go with Dwayne Wade. Boston Celtics, still the cream of the crop. Absolutely.
NBA Fast Break all season long on NASN.
His first challenge. It's only the 4th time this season he's challenged the rookie head coach. The NFL average, as you can see, 36%. Now remember, the ruling on the field was a fumble.
The runner lost control of the football prior to his right elbow being in. The ruling on the field stands. Touchdown, Baltimore. Washington Stars with their first timeout.
Initially, we thought his elbow was down, but we were watching it on the commercial break, and the ball does start to come loose. And the key here is that the ruling on the field was a fumble. It's very close, but the ball starts to come loose. The elbow goes down. The ball is starting to come out. It was ruled a fumble, and Ed Reed has just scored the 11th touchdown of his career.
Right, and it was Ed Reed that caused the fumble, too, because it was that last swipe of the ball that started the ball moving away from Clinton Portis.
Stover's kick is good. Who do you like as the favorite for the horse trailer right now, 5.5 minutes into the game?
Yeah, Ed Reed has to be the guy, doesn't he? Isn't he? I mean, he and Clinton Portis played in college together.
Look at that. It's 5 interceptions. He's run back 2 fumbles now, 3 blocked punts, and he ran back a punt 63 yards. So 11 career touchdowns for the man from, as they say during the intros, the U.
Right, and you know, as you say, just a ball hawk, just a football player. I mean, watch him how he stays with this thing, trying to rip that out. And finally, it was that last swipe there. Watch that last swipe. That's the one that gets the ball moving right there. And then the ball is fumbled. But, you know, if you ever had a definition again of a ball hawk, you just, I think, put a picture of Ed Reed there.
And then once he is able to come up with the ball, he knows what to do with it. He has the 2 longest interception returns in the history of the National Football League, 106 and 107.
Watch him. He can even run it in backwards, can he? Forwards, sideways, backwards, any way you want to go in.
So the Redskins, and we said in the open, they have to ratchet it up on offense. Will really have to do it tonight because they dug a big early hole as Rock Cartwright can't go anywhere. The special teams coverage is good. He's down. They've already whistled him down, even though Cartwright wants to head down to the end zone. And Antoine Barnes is there to make the tackle. So for what it's worth, Cartwright just trying to stay warm.
Well, you know, we talk about the Raven offense and how they've really improved, but they're still about defense, aren't they? I mean, this is still, you know, an Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, those guys making things happen, scoring touchdowns, just playing as hard can be played.
And you just saw the face of the defense, 52, Ray Lewis. Now in his 13th season. And the Redskins with Clinton Portis to the 19-yard line. Washington battered and banged up and all of that, and a lot of guys like Portis playing with, in his case, knee, rib, neck, you name it, Clinton's got it.
Right, and he's a number 2 rusher in the NFL and, you know, one of the better football players in this league, but it's going to be tough now. I mean, you start off down 14-0, and like I said earlier, I mean, if the Redskins are going to do anything, their pass offense has to come to life.
Portis again. And Baltimore exceptional against the run all season long and through the years. Trevor Price, the longtime Bronco, now in his 3rd year in Baltimore, makes the tackle, gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for Washington.
And this is exactly what they don't want. I mean, then Rex Ryan, the defensive coordinator, again, you're playing right into his hands. Here's where he gives you the exotic defenses, like we saw the last 3rd and long, and I'll guarantee it's going to be some kind of blitz, probably that you've never seen before in your life.
3rd and 9, 3 wide against the dime defense, 6 defensive backs. but they're still able to pressure with a six-man rush. And that pass is caught by Devin Thomas, the rookie, who's able to spin away from a tackle and pick up a first down. So third down and long. Ray Lewis came in and took a shot at Campbell at the end, but he hung in there and picks up a big early game first down, 17 yards.
Yeah, and he's going to get the pressure from his right side, right in his face there. Pretty good pickup. They let him just have enough time to step up before Ray Lewis comes in and knocks him down. Great play by Jason Campbell of standing tall in the pocket.
First and 10, the ball is at the 37-yard line. Curtis here, only a yard. You know, John, an interesting contrast. That's the 34th time the Ravens this season have sent 6 or more men at the quarterback, but they have no sacks, surprisingly enough, an aggressive team. The Redskins, though, send 6 or more than any team in the league. 99 times has Greg Blosh sent them, and they have 8 sacks off those plays.
And a lot of those times you can still be successful by making the guy throw when he doesn't want to. You can tip a ball. You can knock the quarterback down. I mean, there are a lot of other good things that can happen with a blitz other than the sack.
Second and 10. They empty the backfield, and that pass is caught by Santana Moss. Ray Lewis makes the tackle. Santana Moss, whose brother Sonaris plays with the New York Giants, making his 58th catch of the season.
Now, there's probably the biggest linebacker you've ever seen in your life, a lot of nada. And he just comes up there, and then he's going to come on a blitz, and they just drop Ray Lewis on that side.
Also use him on offense in their jumbo package.
They use Nada every place. I mean, he'll be in the free technique on the guard's outside shoulder. He'll be on the center. He'll line up as a linebacker and come. And he is something special when he comes.
Inside handoff out of the gun, and there's a hurdle move, which Mike Sellers is noted for. And he picks up a first down. So another third down conversion. He was able to leap over Fabian Washington, and Washington has the ball in Baltimore territory for the first time tonight.
It's not a bad time to run. See, you get in the shotgun, let them get in that exotic defense. They only had 2 defensive linemen in there, and where they're going to blitz, they're expecting pass, you just run right at them. I think that's one of Jim Zorn's plans. He was talking last night that we have to selectively run. I think that would mean that, you know, sometimes you run the ball when they expect pass.
From the Raven 45-yard line.
Whoops.
Delayed game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So says Curry McCauley, and that will make it first down and 15 with the ball at the 50 now. Jim Zorn was the quarterback's coach under Mike Holmgren at Seattle. Remember, he got the job as the offensive coordinator, hired by Dan Snyder and Vinny Serrano before they even had a head coach. And the thinking was it was either going to be Steve Spagnuolo with the Giants or Jim Fossil getting the job, and then all of a sudden Snyder brought Zorn in and said, you know what, you're the man.
You know, and I think both with he and John Harbaugh, it shows maybe you don't have to be a coordinator.
Timeout, Washington.
NHL this Saturday on NASN.
After it goes.
Pittsburgh face off against Philadelphia in the battle for Pennsylvania.
Up and the Penguins score.
Then Ovechkin's Caps travel to Montreal looking to spoil the Habs' 100th season celebration.
Slot scores!
And the dominant Sharks host an injury-plagued Blues. A live NHL tripleheader Saturday on NASN.
Gone! Unbelievable!
Boy, you're talking about a guy who has been hot.
High and deep into center! Rays win! Rays win it!
Adrian Peterson, he takes it from his own 9.
I have not seen that kind of speed, that kind of acceleration, that kind of size, that kind of strength, and one running back, maybe ever in my lifetime.
They hand it off to Adrian, cuts back to the left of the 35. Now he speeds through the defense, and Adrian Peterson is gone!
And a classic con. You'll see it on Chuck tomorrow at 8 Eastern and Pacific, 7 Central and Mountain on NBC. Inner Harbor, Baltimore, Maryland, 27 degrees. Wind dying down a little bit. Start of the night blowing between 15 and 20 miles an hour. Timeout was taken by Washington after the delay of the game, so it's 1st and 15 now. And they set up a screen to Portis. But the Ravens surround him and knock him down at the 49-yard line. And the last pop is taken by another Miami Hurricane, Ray Lewis.
You know, the way you play a screen pass on defense is you always want to form a triangle around the ball carrier. You want a guy in his outside, a guy in his inside, and then a guy coming right up the middle. That guy coming right up the middle of the triangle was Ray Lewis.
Loss of 1. Two tight ends for Washington in this set. They split Portis out as they empty the backfield. Flag is thrown. Campbell being chased from behind. And Campbell looking for the sideline and crosses the 50-yard line. But you're going to have an illegal shift against Washington. So another penalty on this drive against the Redskins.
Illegal shift, offense. 2 men moving prior to the snap, did not reset for a full second. Penalties decline, 3rd down.
So they bogged down. They have 2 big 3rd down conversions. They have to delay a game, have to take a timeout, set up a screen that doesn't work, and have an illegal shift.
And that's the thing that has Jim Zorn shaking his head because, you know, he came here to the Redskins and kept the same defense the Redskins had, kept the same running game. And the only thing that he brought with him and put in new was a passing game, and that's where they're having the most trouble.
And one of the guys shifting was Portis. You saw Zorn have a word with Clinton. The ball now at the 49, 3rd down and 14. Pressure again. And down he goes. Boy, they just come from every angle. That's Jim Leonard again. Leonard, 3rd time he's come on a safety blitz, and he's accompanied by Ray Lewis, safety and linebacker, and Campbell hits the deck.
Right, and it's that backside. It's the backside of Campbell. It's over here on this side, but they always get 2 guys, and you're going to block one, and then you're going to get the free rusher. They always end up in that situation. See, 1 to block and 1 that's going to be free.
That was a 13-yard sack, and so it's 4th down and 27. And John Harbaugh.
The runner is ruled forward progress stop prior to losing control. The play is not reviewable. 4th down.
So they went over. What he wanted to do was see if the ball had come loose beforehand. That's why John Harbaugh asked if this was challengeable, and the answer is no.
It's not challengeable, but look at the hit that they put on Jason Campbell. I mean, this team bring blitzes, but when they come, they're very, very fierce.
Now Plackemire will punt, and they send Jim Leonard back to run it back, and it's a very high and short kick that does take a fortuitous bounce for the Washington Redskins, and they down the ball at the 16-yard line. 46-yard boot. 14-0 Baltimore. 3 minutes to play in the first quarter.
ESPN.
Again,
Romo deep ball. T.O. in the clear. Got it. T.O. TD. 72 yards. Only Jerry Rice has caught more touchdown passes in National Football League history.
Mike just watched the way he danced past those two blockers. Slam dunk.
ESPN 360. Wherever and whenever you're online, you're at the game.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live tripleheader of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
A rookie quarterback and a first-year head coach don't have a lot of success. Since 1970, you go back those combinations, Burt Jones, Howard Schnellenberger with the Colts here in Baltimore. Zorn and Jack Patero were 2-12. Mike Pagel and Frank Kush didn't win a game in Baltimore back in '82. But then this year you've got Matt Ryan and Mike Smith. That same combination with the Falcons, and Harbaugh and Flacco here, 8-4, trying to go to 9-4, trying to play a game back with Pittsburgh if they can. You've got the Steelers coming into Baltimore next Sunday. They begin this drive from the 16-yard line, and it is dropped, and it will roll out of bounds. And that's Willis McGahee. And McGahee he was their horse when the season began out of the backfield. Now there have been times, to wit last week, when he dressed and didn't carry the ball once, didn't get into the game because they gave it to McLean and or Rice.
Well, you know, they're not sure if he's healthy or not, and they're not sure, you know, if he can still be a part of this team or not. And I think that's one of the things they want to figure out tonight. I mean, do we have Willis McGahee as one of our backs? Can we count on him?
And now Flacco's going to take a timeout, so he fumbled out of bounds, and that was an 8-yard loss on the play. It'll be second down and 18. John Harbaugh got the job. He was one of 6 guys that were interviewed by the Ravens, Ozzie Newsome and the owner Steve Bisciotti. Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator at Dallas, was offered the job, but he did not accept it, obviously. Jason is still in Dallas, and we'll see him next week on Sunday night. And it was, as you look at Steve Bisciotti, the owner of the team, who was a partner with Art Modell after Modell brought the team from Cleveland and now owns the team, the majority owner here. But among the guys they looked at, Jim Caldwell, who will wind up as the successor to Tony Dungy, Tony Sperano, who is the head coach at Miami. And they also interviewed Rex Ryan, who stayed on as the defensive coordinator and associate head coach, as Willis McGahee takes the ball out to the 11-yard line.
And what they were looking for is the next Mike Tomlin. I mean, he was kind of the poster for what they, you know, their criteria. You know, what do we want? Let's find the next Mike Tomlin, and that's how they came up with John Harbaugh.
I think a lot of owners are going to be looking for the next Mike Tomlin.
That's not a bad thing. I mean, here's a guy, you know, a young coordinator, you know, for 1 year, and I think in John Harbaugh's case and in Jim Zorn's case, neither one of them had been coordinators, and in Mike Tomlin's case, he'd only been a coordinator for 1 year.
3rd and 15 now, and they hand the ball off to Ray Rice, and he gets to the 20-yard line, so it's 4th down, and the Ravens will punt. Of course, the Harbaughs are a coaching family. Father Harbaugh, 41 years as a college coach, and Jim, the longtime quarterback in the NFL, mainly with Chicago, who went to Michigan, is the head coach at Stanford, and now, of course, John, and the brother-in-law is the head coach at the University of Indiana in basketball. Sam Cook at the 32-yard line, lets it bounce. And it is down there by Yamon Figures. And there it is, the Harbaugh family. Jack, the father, head coach at Western Kentucky and Western Michigan. And Jim, the head coach out on the farm in Palo Alto. Tom Crean, the brother-in-law, married to one of the Harbaugh sisters, now the head basketball coach at Indiana, coming over from Marquette. And there is Jim Harbaugh, who's come to lend some support to his bro on the sidelines tonight.
He just came from Hawaii. He was over in Hawaii recruited. He was over in Hawaii for something, and his weather has to be quite a shock to him.
Great to be a college coach and recruit in Hawaii, isn't it?
In Las Vegas.
Yes. And the pass for Portis is incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Portis last week jammed his neck in the Giants game. The Giants limited him to 22 yards on 11 carries, and tonight he's off to a slow start with 16 yards on 5 carries.
You know, one of the things Jason Campbell was talking about last night, and Jim Zorn also, is offensively we have to get into a rhythm. And against Pittsburgh and Dallas and the Giants, those good defenses, we haven't been able to get into any kind of rhythm. And so far in this first half, it kind of looks like that.
2nd and 10. Portis to the outside, and Portis is finally able to get some room to roam. And Ray Lewis is there to take him down, and we'll check in with Andrea.
Well, yeah, you guys have been talking about the litany of injuries that Clinton Portis is battling. He told me the only part of his body that doesn't hurt is his hands. Now, he said he can tape up his injured knee, but the only thing he can do, that's really the only thing he can do for the injuries. He said he learned to play through it by focusing, just letting adrenaline take over. He doesn't want to take any pain shots, but he feels could possibly hurt worse. His attitude, hey, everybody hurts this time of the year. It's just a mental hurdle to overcome.
So the only thing you can play without agony is poker.
Right, and the thing, when you have so many injuries all over your body, there's no place to put a shot.
Here's Portis. You made a great point. Remember a couple of years ago we were talking to Tony Romo, who had a couple of injuries, and you pointed out, you know, you can only feel one thing at a time, right?
Yeah, you can only hurt in one place, and that's true. Like, if you have a sore elbow and then you hurt your knee, and you hurt your knee worse than your elbow won't hurt anymore. I'll guarantee you that. And I'll also guarantee you another thing. Clinton Portis is one tough guy, period.
2nd and 8. Here he goes again, and he runs into 94. That is Justin Bannon, and that's going to take us down to the end of the first quarter. Great early start for the Ravens tonight. They drive for a touchdown, then they get a turnover. They turn that into a touchdown. End of 1. Baltimore 14, Washington nothing. Sunday Night Football back after this, your local NBC station.
Play continues. Gabrick in front, turns, rebound. Oh, what a stop by Lednin.
Sackett's over there with Gear close quickly. Sackett, Stassi in front, loose puck, and what a pass. Stassi to Smith, and it's a pretty tying power play goal.
Oh, steal by Miettinen. Miettinen waiting for Brunette. Gives it to him. Brunette moving in. Miettinen, easy goal! Antti Miettinen scores again. The Wild 1 for 3 so far on the power play with 6 shots as Burns carries in. A little room, centers across, Gabrick back in. What a save by Lednin!
Gets in the way for Pittsburgh, away from Danny Greer. A long pass for Dupuis. He's in, he shoots one, he scores! Pascal Dupuis wins it for the Penguins.
From the right of hash for Longwell. He's into it, drives it. Caught by Cromartie under the goalpost. He's going to try to pull a Devin Hester. Here he comes. 10, 15, 20. Cromartie's bringing it back down the sideline. 45, 50, 40, 35, 30. Puts the move on. Cromartie to the house. Touchdown, San Diego. An NFL record, 109 yards on the return.
Kramer. Sunday Night Football. Clinton Portis has had an active but not particularly productive first quarter. He's carried the ball 8 times. He's caught 1 pass, and he starts the second quarter on the sideline as Devin Thomas and Malcolm Kelly, their 2 rookie receivers, come in here on a 3rd down and 9 for the Redskins at their own 43-yard line.
And again, here comes that exotic blitz down. You're going to see something different. Usually 2 from the same side.
They send 5, and that's another pass that is batted down at the line of scrimmage. Put the heat on. Guys coming in through the middle. Lewis blitzing on the play. It's 4th down and 9.
Right, and you know it's coming. You're just not sure exactly where it's coming from. This time it's going to come from this right side. You'll see Ray Lewis come over here. Excuse me, the right side of the offense, the left side of the defense. But they start one place, and then they're going to show you one thing. At the snap of the ball, they move and then bring 2 from the outside.
Chicago's the only team that has batted down or deflected more passes than Baltimore. Line drive kick is fielded by Leonard, and a flag is down at the 20-yard line as Leonard brings the ball back to the 27-yard line.
You know, that's why this defense is so difficult. You know, it's hard to run on
return,
1st and 2nd.
Illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 83. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Penalties on Wilcox. Dan Wilcox.
I was just saying, it's hard to run on 1st and 2nd down because they have 8 men up and they gang up in the run. And then they get you in 3rd and long, and then they give you the exotic and different blitzes you've never seen before, and you can't block. And it's a very difficult situation for any offense. And you know, like Jim Zorn says, we want to run, but we want to selectively run. And if it's not successful, again, then you're in the long yardage situation.
That's Ryan's defense, and there is the new offensive coordinator, Cam Cameron, was at San Diego under Marty Schottenheimer. He was the head coach at Miami for 1 year last year, and then Harbaugh brought him here after he got fired in Miami. And this is LeRon McLean going next to nowhere. McLean, 2nd year out of Alabama. Played fullback for the Crimson Tide, came here as a fullback, and now he's been alternating between fullback and running back, and had a big game last week at Cincinnati.
You know, one of the things that's causing Joe Flacco a little problem, he only has 1 completed pass, is that the Redskins are using all zone. Now, they're a man-to-man defense, but because the Ravens have so many gadgets or trick plays, Greg Blanche said that they're going to play primarily zone defense tonight.
2nd down and 10. Chugging through the middle there is LeRon McLean. That only pass completion was to Derek Mason on the first drive of the game. I mentioned Mason was a former Oiler to show you how long he's been in the league. They were the Oilers when he was drafted by Tennessee. They kept the name and then, of course, changed it to Titans.
Yeah, right, and he's probably their best player, too. I mean, if you say, you know, who's the leader of this offense or receiving corps, it's Derek Mason. Who do the other receivers emulate? Who do they learn from? It's Derek Mason.
Ray Rice comes in on 3rd down now in the backfield. Flanking Flacco. 3rd down and 8 out of the shotgun. Flacco on a roll to the right. Pump fakes. Then he launches one. He has a tremendous arm, and there's contact. And it's going to be ruled incidental contact as the feet got tangled with Mark Clayton and Carlos Rogers.
That was the thing that we were talking about earlier is when they try and go deep, then they're going to do it with some kind of maximum protection. But you see, the Redskins aren't playing man-to-man. They're not playing press cover. They're just running off, keeping everything in front of them, and they're not going to let the Ravens get those kinds of plays.
Sam Cook standing in his end zone to punt Antoine Randall L. Ready to run it back for the Redskins. Angled kick toward the near sideline. And Randall L. attempted to come up with it. Then it winds up bounding out of bounds with 13:09 to play in the half on a 27-degree night in Baltimore. 14-0 Ravens.
Now it's time for a...
Sirs, your comments on global warming.
Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
Game-winning home scores.
Great moments on NASN.
0-2. Dodgers sweep.
ESPN 360. Whenever you're online, you're at the game.
Watch the best live sports action online 24/7. Don't miss a minute of your favorite sports wherever you are, whenever you want it. Get the latest news, highlights, and analysis, and full live game coverage. Simply choose a package to suit you to watch the NHL or NCAA football live online this season. Go to espn360.com and watch live sports online 24/7 now.
Commissioner decided he would leave all of the records and the rest of it back in Cleveland. As you can see, the Ray Lewis era, what it's been like, the ranks, of course, up near the top of the league almost every year. And the crowning moment, of course, would be the Super Bowl following the 2000 season.
Yeah, but to me, it's the energy he plays with. You know, I mean, we always say that, and a lot of times it's really not true, but where other players feed off one's energy. I mean, when I watch the Ravens play and Ray Lewis play, I really feel that this whole defense feeds off his energy.
From the 43-yard line, Campbell on play action to buy time, and then he's able to hit Randall L., and he is tackled at the 40-yard line, picks up a first down. Jim Leonard makes the tackle. That is a gain of 17.
You see Randall L. here, he's just going to come up, push up like you're going deep, get him turned, and then come and run the out or the comeback.
Beaten on the play. Campbell 5 out of 11 for 54 off the fake and rolls to his right, and the pass is thrown at the feet of Sellers, and there's a penalty.
One of the things that Jason Campbell does best is move and throw in the move.
Defense. Number 52, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Ball on Lewis.
We'll see this holding. Here's Ray Lewis right here. And again, usually when you get beat, you grab and hold. I don't know that he was beaten there. Chris Cooley was trying to come across the middle. You know, they do that all the time. I don't know that that's such a terrible thing.
Marginal call. First
but at some point, you have to let him play. I mean, linebackers are responsible for crosses.
Four-man rush, brings one to the outside. And that is hauled in by Devin Thomas, who was picked in the second round. They went for Thomas and Malcolm Kelly, each in the second round, and they drafted a tight end, Fred Davis, but none of those guys have really provided much production. They've been hurt, but they're trying to work Thomas and Kelly into the lineup more and more.
Yeah, but they've always been trying. I mean, we did them in preseason. They were trying, and that's here. I mean, they knew what they needed. They went out and drafted 3 of them, and none of them so far have helped this offense.
2nd and 5. Liddell Betts is the back in this set. Three-step drop and another deflected pass, that time by Jim Leonard, the safety.
Yeah, we were talking about those third down defenses and the exotic blitzes where they get an overload from one side, and they always have one guy will be blocked and the other guy becomes a free hitter. You see, they bring them over, you count them now, boom, you block him, boom, you don't block him, and they both get it. And then it's not always the left side, it's either side. But they're always going to get 2 coming. They're going to have 1 more than you have, so so they always have a free rusher, and it's on this down.
And Jim Leonard's been a big part of those blitzes tonight, and that pass is deflected and incomplete. Randall L. diving for it after Santana Moss couldn't handle it. The coverage by Fabian Washington, and it's 4th down for the Redskins.
Yeah, so this is a decision here that the Redskins have already made to attempt a field goal here. And again, if you say if there has been a win, when there was a prevailing wind, this wind would be with the kicker.
And it's a guy who's in a slump right now. Sean Sweezum has not had a good month. This will be a 48-yard attempt. Ryan Plackmeyer to do the holding. And he misses that one. And that means the Ravens are going to get the ball at the 38-yard line. 11:35 remaining in the half. Still 14-0 Ravens.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live triple header of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
Lost at Pittsburgh. Football night starts at 7 o'clock Eastern time. The Giants and the Cowboys from Texas Stadium next Sunday night. And we'll see before the snap here the ball at the 38-yard line.
Charge timeout, Baltimore.
And the Ravens will take a timeout. Flacco just 1 out of 5 for 26 yards, but that hot start has Baltimore out in front by a score of 14-0.
You know, it's a Raven defense that did, both of those. They got the turnovers, and that put them in good position for their first touchdown, and then they got a turnover, and that was their second touchdown. But the Redskins defense is playing well.
Yeah.
The Ravens offense hasn't gotten going. I said the Redskin offense hasn't gotten in any kind of rhythm, but the Ravens offense hasn't gotten in any kind of rhythm.
We're looking at Flacco. Keep in mind, when Harbaugh got the job, Steve McNair was still on the roster, and then McNair decided to retire, and they had Kyle Bowler, and they thought maybe he would win the job because he was their #1 draft choice 5 years ago. And then they had Troy Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner at Ohio State, and he was on the roster. And then they drafted Flacco, who on a play fake here will throw deep over the middle, and that pass is juggled, and it is not caught. It is incomplete. Derek Mason bobbling it and couldn't hang on. It'll be second down. But I thought it was interesting that Harbaugh said to us the other day, he said, in training camp, we really wanted Troy Smith to win the job.
Right, and, he thought Troy Smith was going to have the job, and then he got that tonsillitis and infection and lost 20 pounds, and they had to go with Flacco.
They go no huddle here on 2nd down and 10, and they toss the ball back to Ray Rice, the rookie who played at Rutgers, and he goes to the 41-yard line. He's tackled there by the outside linebacker H.B. Blades. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Blades playing in place of the injured Marcus Washington.
Yeah, I think by now Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator of the Ravens, would figure out that he's seeing more zone defense. You know, they expected man-to-man, they expected press coverage from these corners, and again, because of the tricks and the gadgets and so on, they're just playing loose and they're playing zones, and I don't know that they have zone plays called yet, but they should start now.
3rd and 9 from the gun. Good protection. Flacco guns it over the middle, and it's a little high. Intended that time for Clayton. Incomplete. And it's 4th down, and Flacco is 1 for his first 7.
Yeah, but you look at the end of that play, there was like 5 white jerseys. Look at the defensive secondary and the zone that they're playing. And this is what Flacco has to throw into. And again, this is a little tougher to throw for a rookie quarterback throwing into zones than it is man-to-man coverage.
Sam Cooks, 4th punt of the game. The rush was on, and he just does get it away. Randall L. backs up, collects it at the 14-yard line, gets away from Yamon Figures, and then gets taken down at the 18-yard line. 10:28 to play in the opening half. 14-0, Baltimore.
Sirs, your comments on global warming.
Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
Look at this. Look out. There's your touchdown. Here is the moment. This is for the win. Good. Texas wins.
There are 380,000 NCAA student athletes. And most of us will go pro
in something other than sports.
In something other than sports. To learn more, go to ncaa.org.
Who are you ducking?
Coach Carroll. Guys always compete. You won't quit calling.
Really?
Hey, dude, you can't take my calls? Oh, Coach, it's the bus. Sometimes we get really bad reception.
Possessions tonight. Take a look at that. They had a 9-play drive, sort of, which wound up only gaining 20 yards because it wound up with a 4th and 27. And, of course, that turnover early on led to a touchdown. And then another turnover resulted in a touchdown as Ed Reed was able to run it in. And it's 14-0. And now Washington tries to get something going. And Liddell Betts stays in the game. He was in on the last drive. And Portis is still on the bench here. And the Redskins saying he's fine.
Yeah, but you have to wonder about that. If he's fine, he should be in the game. You know, and he knows that, too. I mean, Clinton Portis will say that's the reason he's playing with all these injuries, because without him, this is half an offense.
Santana Moss will pick up 9 on the pass over the middle as he gets taken down by Ray Lewis. One Hurricane tackling the other.
And Clinton Portis is such a big part of their offense that, like I said, you have to have him in there. 1, to run the ball, 2, to pass protect, and 3, just the threat of a great runner that may break one any time against you. And then playing without him is much more difficult for Jason Campbell.
On 2nd and 1. This is Betts, and Liddell Betts will pick up the first down, 7th-year man out of Iowa. Portis through the years in December and January really ratchets it up. So take a look at his numbers. Of course, he started his career with Denver, then got traded in that 1-for-1 with Champ Bailey. Not only does he get better in December and January, he's the kind of guy that gets better as the game goes along. He leads the league this season in fourth quarter yards. And Campbell is going to go deep, and Campbell has it incomplete as Fabian Washington got his hands up covering Santana Moss on the play. Good coverage by the former Raider.
Yeah, that was great coverage by Fabian Washington. Again, he's up there in a press, and then you see he's trying to bail because it's a zone defense, and he really has deep outside. So when they get by him right there in the line of scrimmage, and Santana Moss gets by him, he really had to get on his horse on that one. That's one of those things. When he's even, he's leaving, and Moss was leaving. But Fabian Washington caught up with him.
2nd down and 10, and going right through the middle and into number 92, Haloti Ngata, is Liddell Betts, who gets stuffed, and it will be 3rd down and 10.
Haloti Ngata, if you're going to run inside, you better block him. Watch, he's right there, and they don't get him blocked. The center starts to go one way, the guard goes the other, and no one gets on Ngata.
3rd and 10.
Well, we all know what we're going to see here. It looks like we're starting an overload on the defensive left. There it comes.
Campbell stepping up, steps away from the pressure, gets it to Sellers. He slips a tackle, but not another. But now you've got a flag at the end of the play. Ray Lewis ultimately makes the tackle.
You know, they had one defensive lineman in there, five linebackers.
Illegal formation, offense, 6 men on the line of scrimmage. Penalties decline, 4th down.
So they've already had an illegal shift and now an illegal formation tonight. Have to have 7 guys on the line, at least 7.
Right, and you see the pressure. See, they show it like they're coming from the right side, then they come from the left side. Campbell has to step up and just dump it off. I mean, he didn't have time. Now that's where a blitz works. It doesn't get a sack, but it makes you dump off, throw to the short guy, and create a 4th down.
Plaquemire. Lamont Figures is back to run it back. Short angled kick, and this has been a season-long problem for these guys, and the flag is down near the line of scrimmage.
During the kick, holding, receiving team, number 53. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. 1st down, timeout.
That'll put the ball very close to midfield. 8:08 to the half. 14-0 Baltimore.
Glove. It's a baseball glove.
For Wilson gloves and much, much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
doubleheader on NASN. The Islanders and the Flyers look to gain some ground after a rough start to the season in an Atlantic Division tilt. Then we head out west where the Kings and the Avalanche go head-to-head in the Mile High City. A live NHL doubleheader Tuesday night on NASN.
To buy the team, which he has, but Art still living in the Baltimore area, a semi-finalist for the Hall of Fame, and a guy is he knows he's on camera with a little salute here as the Ravens have it at the 25-yard line. And Flacco, who's 0 for his last 6 throws, and then is caught by Todd Heap. So he completed his first pass, and then he'd thrown 6 incomplete passes in a row, and then Todd Heap catches that floater for a gain of 30.
Yeah, and that was a floater, again, into a zone. Todd Heap is going to come up, run a corner, gets by the linebacker. He has to throw it over the linebacker in front of the safety coming across. This is a little different here. I mean, you try and take a little something off to get some air under that ball, and it looked like Joe Flacco took a little too much off, but again, it was a good completion to Todd Heap.
Good catch by Heap as he was covered by London Fletcher and is able to angle his way back to make the play. Blades makes the tackle here as this is McGahee carrying for a gain of 2, second down and 8. You know, it's a funny thing with Harbaugh. Andy Reid, as you know, through the years has been the most pass-oriented coach in the league. Harbaugh comes off of that staff, and the Ravens have run the ball by percentage more than any team in the league this year.
You know, and I think when you have a defense like the Ravens, I think running has to go with it.
Fit the personnel, second down and 8. Over the middle, and that's incomplete. And of course, a lot of that is the play calling of Cam Cameron.
Right, and again, I think it's going to take Cam Cameron a while to figure out what zones that the Redskins are using, and that they are using zones. I know, I'm not saying I think that they expected man-to-man, but they did anticipate that the Redskins would be playing man, so most of their beaters were going to be man beaters as compared to zone beaters. So now you have to dial up zone beaters. And you have a rookie quarterback, and that's tough to do in the middle of the first half.
Third and 8 as the play clock ticks down to 0. Flacco's going to run. And he gets hit just before he gets out of bounds by London Fletcher. So he is shy of the first down. It is 4th down, and the punting group ready to come out onto the field.
And again, you know, we talk about the Redskins and not getting any rhythm on offense, and the Ravens not getting any rhythm on offense. But I think both defenses are playing very well and have had something to say about that.
Sam Cook. Wobbly end-over-end kick, but is fair caught by Antoine Randall at the 11-yard line. Tomorrow, heroes and villains will be facing off. It's the building of this one moment. Everything will change. Heroes tomorrow, right here on NBC. Speaking of heroes, Michael Phelps, the 8 gold medal winner in Beijing, is here tonight, and he's not just here watching the Ravens because he's Michael Phelps. He's here because he loves the Ravens.
Yeah, and he knows them as well as any fan that I've ever met. He came over on Friday and watched film with him.
Pass to the outside is caught by Antoine Randall. And he knew what he was talking about.
No, he did. I mean, he knew all the players. He could recognize them on film, pick them up, know where they go in motion, where they lined up, and I was really, really impressed with his knowledge of football. I'm impressed with him. I mean, just, you know, not only what he's done in the Olympics, but the kind of guy he is and what he's accomplished, and he's trying to hide, and you know, here we find him, and the place is going crazy.
On the cover of Sports Illustrated as the sportsman of the year this week. This week's issue is Clinton Portis Takes it up to the 20-yard line. Clock ticking down under 5.5 minutes to play in the first half.
Yeah, I was saying he was in the room watching film with us, and his phone rang, his cell phone rang, and it was Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis calling, and he goes, "No, Ray can't talk to you," and hung up on Ray Lewis. How are you talking?
3rd and 1.
Now you can run.
And you have movement up front, and you've got a false start.
Offense, number 47.
Now you can't run.
Penalty, 3rd down.
Yeah, it's kind of a chess game. I mean, you try and get in that situation where you have manageable downs, you get 3rd and short, and then you get 3rd and short. That's what you've been trying to do, and then you get a penalty, and now you get back in 3rd and long, and now you know what's coming. And the Redskins really haven't been able to handle it the whole game. I'm talking about the overloaded 3rd down blitz. 1 lineman, 5 linebackers, 6 defensive backs in there now.
And now you got another false start.
Offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I mean, those fundamental penalties, I know the crowd is loud, but they've had an illegal shift. They had not enough guys on the line, and now you've got back-to-back false starts.
Yeah, and this should never happen. I mean, all that guy has to do is look in at the ball. He's looking in at the ball. I mean, there's no reason to see him jump. Well, he hasn't jumped yet either.
Bullied on the play before.
Yeah, I didn't see Santana Moss move.
3rd down and 11. And they run a draw. They give the ball to Sellers, and Sellers will take the ball out to the 24-yard line, but there's another flag here.
Holding. Offense, number 74. Half the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
Stefan Heyer.
I think that was one of the selective runs that Jim Zorn was talking about. You know, instead of continue to get that big blitz pass rush, let's run a draw on them. You see Stefan Heyer there in the hold, and that'll usually cause a tackle to hold is when a rusher takes a quick, hard inside rush on him. The only way that he can stop him is get his arm in there. He's in there for John Jansen.
Now it's 3rd and 15. And that pass is caught on the outside. And that is Santana Moss. And he will pick up the 1st down. And this time, there is no laundry on the field. So this one counts. After 3 successive penalties, a 1st down here for 26 yards on a 3rd and 15.
Yeah, that's great with the Redskins staying with it. I mean, they had the overload. They had the blitz we were talking about. And he threw the screen to the side of the overloaded blitz. That's not bad. You know, you try and throw away from it, and they get you from that backside, throwing right at it. You know, they have an extra man rusher, but they have an extra one less defender.
Dump off to Portis. And Portis will pick up the 1st down, and more as he steps back inside and then gets rammed from behind by Marcus Douglas, but he takes the ball out to almost midfield.
Yeah, they caught the Ravens in some of the things that they try and do with Jarrett Johnson. You know, he's the outside linebacker, and he's the guy that really has to get over here and get Portis. And you watch him run, and here he comes, and here he comes. He just quite can't get there.
2.5 remaining in the half. Redskins have 1 timeout remaining in the half, and Portis will take the ball across the 50 and get rammed back by Bart Scott.
Hey, that's Nada was in there, Scott was in there, and Ray Lewis. We're talking about a triangle on a screen pass. You can put a triangle on an inside run, and Nada, Scott, and Lewis. That's a pretty tough triangle.
Close your eyes, you're seeing triangles. 2-minute warning, 14-0 Baltimore.
Every week, NASN ESPN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live tripleheader of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
Each week, the all-new collegegameday.com is your destination for everything game day. Get closer to the guys.
Not so fast, my friend.
Sneak behind the scenes of the set and check out the latest on the game day matchup. Log on to collegegameday.com now.
In 2007, the National Football League was home to record-breaking plays and unforgettable moments.
It bounced away from him, and he pulled it back in.
Caught by Cromartie under the goalpost. Here he comes. An NFL record, 109 yards on the return.
Devin Hester, 6 returns for touchdowns.
The Buccaneers have a kickoff return touchdown for the first time in franchise history.
And Adrian Peterson is loose. 296 yards, the greatest rushing performance in the history of the NFL.
Brett looking, drills the middle. He's got Denning. Touchdown! Favre has become the National Football League's all-time leading touchdown passer.
Tom Brady, touchdown pass number 50. Randy Moss, touchdown reception number 23. Each set NFL records, and the Patriots are 18-0. Manning, gonna be hit, gonna be sacked. No, he got out of it. Now he fires downfield, and it is caught.
What a play by Manning, and what a catch by Tyreek. And the Giants, with the most improbable win, have won Super Bowl 42.
NHL on NASN.
He scores!
Don't miss the big hits. The league's brightest stars.
Crosby trying to walk in front, he scores!
And all the fantastic finishes.
Scores! What a play!
Watch over 200 live games this season, including the All-Star Game, the playoffs, and the 2009 Stanley Cup Finals. Live from the US and Canada, we take you right into the action. NASN, your home for the NHL.
Washington with the ball at the Baltimore 49-yard line. And that pass thrown into good coverage is incomplete, intended for Antoine Randall. He's covered by Fabian Washington, and we'll check in with Andrea.
Well, right tackle John Jansen is out of the game with a sprained left knee. They tried to heavily... He went back in, but just wouldn't hold up. And Stefan Heyer, as you guys noted, is in there. Remember, he played the first 3 games of this season for Jansen at right tackle.
Right, then Jansen won his job back. And now Heyer, second year, played his college ball not far away at the University of Maryland. Jared Gaither, the left tackle for Baltimore. Also a Terrapin, their left tackles. 3rd down and 8. Draw. This is Sellers. And Mike takes the ball to the 43-yard line, setting up a very big 3rd and short.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Jim Zorn is starting to do now is on those exotic blitz downs where they only have 1 defensive lineman and 4 or 5 linebackers, extra defensive backs and all that stuff, and that overloaded blitz. Instead of passing on it, let him just tee off on Jason Campbell. He's running at it.
This is a fourth down, a very good 4th down. Zorn going over things with the special teams coach, Danny Smith. They're letting the clock tick all the way down. They have 1 timeout. And they've elected to use it here with the ball at the 43-yard line. Sunday Night Football brought to you by Nissan, inviting you to shift the way you move through the world. By The Day the Earth Stood Still in theaters and IMAX Friday. By Wendy's, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, when the mountains turn blue, your beer is as cold as the Rockies. The Redskins right now, well, they're going to punt.
Yeah, you know, your defense is playing so well.
Yeah.
You know, part of you'd say, geez, our defense is playing so well, let's just go for it, and our defense will hold them. The other side of it is, our defense is playing so well, let's not give them any life now.
They sent Ed Reed back to run it back, but he's going to go for the fair catch and make it at the 10-yard line with 61 seconds remaining. The Ravens tonight jumped on Washington early because of the defense. The interception leading to the only offensive touchdown. And then the other turnover resulted in a touchdown. So as you look at what the Ravens have done tonight, first drive executed perfectly, but then 5 consecutive punts. Flacco is 2 out of 9 for 56 yards. And they have rushed for 58 yards on 12 carries.
Right, and this Redskin defense has done a good job. And they've done a good job of stopping run, of pass rush. And again, I think their zones are confusing Joe Flacco.
Here's McGahee now. Washington has run almost twice as many plays as has Baltimore in this half. It's only the 22nd play run by the Ravens, and they're going to be content to go into the locker room and warm up with a 14-point lead.
I think Jim Zorn will try and get some rhythm for his offense, and I think the Ravens will try and figure out this zone pass defense of the Redskins.
And a kneel down here will do it for the first half. Ravens 19 consecutive home wins when they've had a lead at halftime. Meanwhile, they've gone 12 quarters now with their defense not allowing a touchdown. And the Baltimore Ravens have blanked the Redskins through the first 30 minutes of play. The score is 14-0. The Charter halftime show coming up next on the other side of this break.
NHL this Saturday on NASN.
After it goes.
Pittsburgh face off against Philadelphia in the battle for Pennsylvania.
Up in the Penguins score.
Then Ovechkin's Caps travel to Montreal looking to spoil the Habs' 100th season celebration.
Slot scores!
And the dominant Sharks host an injury-plagued Blues. A live NHL tripleheader Saturday on NASN.
Get ready for fantastic dunks, unbelievable shots, primetime players,
are you kidding me?
Rivalries, and buzzer beaters.
He got it!
The excitement of college basketball is back. Experience the magic and
like it, baby. Ain't nothing like it in the world.
Shotgun for Culpepper. Rolls the pocket right, and he's dragged down. Luis Castillo's threw him backwards to the 15-yard line.
I got flung around, so I thought I was going to miss him. I spun around, went to throw him, but I slipped. So he was free, and then he started falling. Luis Castillo shot out of the cannon. Hey, Dante, man, hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight, man. Stay healthy, man. You too.
devotees. Here they are. Keith and Dan. We go to the NFC first, and Dan leads off.
Thank you, Bob. Rams-Cardinals, with the Cardinals trying to clinch the NFC West and a home playoff game, perhaps for the first time since 1947. They did it with offense. They did it with defense. That's Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie taking it back 99 yards, and the Cardinals win the West 34-10.
Atlanta in a shootout at New Orleans. Matt Ryan capping an 11-play, 73-yard drive with a 12-yard touchdown run in the fourth. Falcons are ahead after Pierre Thomas reports from the White House with a 88-yard kick return. He then scores from 5 yards out. The Saints have won it 29-25.
At the G-Men, first play from scrimmage, second quarter, Eli Manning to Dominic Hickson. And pretty much a microcosm of the day for that offense. Fourth quarter, Donovan McNabb finding Brian Westbrook. He had 131 yards rushing, 72 yards receiving, and the Eagles had a huge win at the Meadowlands.
The huge lead, symbolically anyway, was Dallas's at Pittsburgh. Tony Romo, the 12-yarder to T.O. Cowboys are up 10-3. They lead 13-3. They stopped the Steelers on the goal line. 12+ to go, and the Steelers won it anyway. To Heath Miller to tie it at 13, and then Jason Witten missed an assignment or something. This would be brought back for the game-losing touchdown. 20-13 Steelers. Romo blamed himself.
This one's on me. As a quarterback, you can't turn the ball over that many times and expect to win. We stunk it up on offense, and when you have turnovers, it's hard to win the game.
All right, Tony Romo blames himself. Who do you blame? If blame is the right word.
You know, Tony Romo. I mean, he's the quarterback. They had a chance to lock that thing up and late going, and I think that now for Tony Romo, those questions are going to come back into play about his ability in the playoffs or even getting to the playoffs to make clutch plays at the end of the season. Today, they clearly had a chance to knock off the Steelers and blew it.
And that brings us to the NFC playoff picture, does it not?
It gets a little crazy indeed. Don't forget the Giants play at the Cowboys in a week, and the Giants won the division today despite the loss, but now home field advantage very much back into play. And for the Giants, without Plexico Barris and potentially now Brandon Jacobs, who was hurt in the game, big questions about them. And for the Dallas Cowboys, yes, they're sitting at the number 6 seed right now, so they would be in the playoffs. But the rest of the way, Giants, Baltimore, at Philly, it cannot be tougher than that. Very tough road for the Dallas Cowboys.
Giants at Dallas. What happened? I'm so excited about the whole thing. I say Giants at Dallas next Sunday, right here. Right here. Okay. Up next, more highlights and a look at the AFC playoff picture. But first, the line of scrimmage remains in the town of New Bern, Alabama. Population less than 300. Here, the townspeople, as well as the football players, are masters of multitasking.
Great job, guys. Great job. Judges.
Nice moves.
Billy White Shoes Johnson. Now, he had some nice moves.
Today, everybody's got a dance. T.O., Chad Johnson.
Oh, I love the river dance. He killed that.
That was a classic.
Word.
We're talking about classics. How about the 85 Super Bowl Shuffle?
Tune in to the best team in football. Sunday NFL Countdown on NASN.
Mike just watched the way he danced past those two blockers. Slam dunk.
ESPN 360. Wherever and whenever you're online, you're at the game.
Underutilized receivers are a problem in this country. Graham Harrell promises to keep receivers busy. Vote Harrell in 2008. Football.
The bye, and rookie running back Chris Johnson says bye. 25-yard touchdown run. The Titans do beat the Browns 28-9.
Dolphins against the Bills in Toronto. First TD in the game. In fact, the only TD. Chad Pennington to Anthony Fasano. Dolphins take the lead and win it 16-3.
With Matt Hasselbeck out, Seneca Wallace directs Seattle to a 13-3 lead, which the Seahawks give back. Trailing in the fourth, 5 minutes left. Matt Castle to Wes Welker. The drive ends with Sam from 1 yard. The last chance for the Seahawks with New England now ahead 24-21. Wallace drops back and drops all the way back. All fall down. The Patriots are 8-5, the only ones of import to win today.
Jets in San Francisco. They're down 10 in the fourth quarter. A little razzle-dazzle, but a little too much razzle, not enough dazzle. And Brad Smith tries to pitch it to Leon Washington. Jets do recover, but end up punting. 2 minutes to go. Brett Favre looking for Lavernius Coles. He'll be picked off by Walt Harris. Favre was picked off only once. Jets have dropped 2 in a row after winning 5 in a row. Brett Favre is not panicking.
I don't sense desperation. Still in decent shape. Now we continue to play the way we're playing. We won't be.
And the Jets will host Buffalo, so they should get better next weekend coming home.
And the season ends with the Jets playing the Dolphins. Now, the Patriots may need some help, but the Jets and Dolphins can tell themselves, we win out with that head-to-head to end the year. We win out, we win the division.
That would be it. But the AFC East right now, a 3-way tie at 8-5. And remember just a couple of weeks ago when the Jets were going to the Super Bowl against the Giants?
Said that?
I don't know what kind of an idiot would ever say anything like that. But it has gotten interesting indeed. And also in the AFC West, Denver won. So did the Chargers. So Denver's magic number now is 1. Pittsburgh a winner today. They moved to 10-3. And for Baltimore, this game is huge because it sets up the match with next week against Pittsburgh if they can hang on here.
And the Titans can't be overlooked. It seems routine, but they have won their division and they have clinched at least a first-round bye by beating Cleveland today.
Yep.
All right, back to Al and John for the second half. After this, see you later on.
This has been the Toyota Halftime Show, brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward.